Hi, I'm Hilarey. Welcome to Wise Hearts Connect. I would like to share with you today a little story that left a real impression on me from my acupuncture practice. So, several years ago now, I had a woman come in with her husband, and immediately upon her husband's retirement, or shortly thereafter, he developed some kind of dementia, and he wasn't able to talk very much. And essentially, she brought him in because this disease was progressing really quickly in his case. And part of her job was to be his caretaker. And he also was having difficulties with his bladder. So he would be up 4 or 5 times at night. She had to help him because he was disoriented and was in the throes of the dementia. And so she was hoping that acupuncture could potentially be helpful with his supporting his bladder and being able to hold himself for longer and not having to get up so many times in the middle of the night. And as treatment progressed, I think that maybe we made a little bit of improvement in terms of his bladder and the ability to hold his urine at night. But also one of her other concerns was that he really had not much of an appetite. He was already a very, very thin man. It was just naturally kind of his constitution, but he was eating less and less and less. And I felt like she was concerned about his appetite and his lack of interest in food. And so she also wanted to see if we could do acupuncture points to support his appetite as well. And so again, we continued working on the bladder, and we were working on supporting his digestion and getting him nutrified and foods that would be sustaining so that he wasn't losing so much weight. And it seems like it was after like 5 or 6 treatments, it hit me so clearly, like a ton of bricks, that relationship between appetite and interest in food and our desire to do things in the world. And in this man's case, it struck me that his lack of appetite was very, very connected with his feeling of being complete with life. I imagine, and I've talked with other people philosophically about how they, several elder patients, about how they don't want to be a burden, how they don't want to, be a burden. And so at some point in the trajectory of this treatment, his appetite wasn't necessarily getting any better. His bladder was maybe able to sustain just 1 or 2 trips to the bathroom at night. But I remember having this really hard and potent conversation with the woman that I think he's not hungry because he doesn't have an appetite for life. And, it's a philosophical question. When a person is ready to be done, maybe they're ready to be done. And certainly we can support them in helping their body. But at the same time, like, it just occurred to me very clearly the importance of appetite and the importance of drive for life and how they correspond. So right now I have a teenage son, and it feels like he needs a lot of fuel, and he's growing and he's interested in life, and it's fuel for this appetite, this larger appetite for information and being out in the world and doing and moving his body and all of these things. And the lips in Chinese face reading are the manifestation of the appetite. And we look at lips for how much people want to ingest, how big is their appetite. And when we're interested in food, when we're ready to absorb information and appetite, it's fuel. It's symbolic and literal fuel for life.